Hello dear students, today I will start a new chapter, that is molecular basis of inheritance. This chapter is very important, not only for the theory exam, even for the competitive exams. You can expect many number of questions from this chapter, both in theory as well as in CET or NEET exams. And in theory you cannot guess the questions so easily from this chapter. Let me explain the important topics covered in this particular chapter. See, this is actually the continuation of the first PUC chapter, that is biomolecules. So in first PUC you have discussed about the various types of biomolecules, that is carbohydrate, proteins, lipids, nucleic acids, the various types of biomolecules. And in this chapter we will continue one particular type of biomolecule, that is nucleic acids. Then what are nucleic acids? The definition of nucleic acid. So the nucleic acids are the complex organic compounds. These are the complex organic compounds. And these complex organic compounds are made up of nucleotides. These are made up of nucleotides. So nucleotides are the monomeric units of nucleic acids. These are the monomers of nucleic acids. And these nucleic acids are found in the living cells. Living cells. That means these nucleic acids are absent in dead cells. But where these chemicals are actually found in living cells, that varies. That varies from prokaryotes to eukaryotes. Even within the eukaryotic cells, the nucleic acids are found in different cell organelles also. But in general, the nucleic acids are found only in the living cells. And these nucleic acids are responsible for the storage and transmission of genetic information. So these are the very important points regarding the nucleic acids. If you add all these important features, it becomes the definition of nucleic acid. So nucleic acids are the complex organic compounds made up of nucleotides present in the living cells, responsible for the storage and transmission of genetic information. Okay, so this is the definition. Complex organic compounds made up of nucleotides found in the living cells, responsible for the storage and transmission of genetic information. Now, the next important points, that is about the discovery of nucleic acids. The nucleic acid was first discovered by Friedrich Miescher in 1869. So Friedrich Miescher discovered the nucleic acid in 1869 from the pus cells. He collected the bandage from the hospitals and he removed the pus cells from that bandage, the used bandage, and then he isolated a chemical from the pus cells and he named that chemical as nuclein. So this is a photograph of Friedrich Miescher. He first identified the chemical from the pus cells and he named it as nuclein. And later, one more scientist called Altmann, he coined the term nucleic acid. He coined the term nucleic acid. So nucleic acids were discovered by Friedrich Miescher, but it was named as nuclein by Friedrich Miescher, but the actual term, that is the term nucleic acid, was coined by Altmann. So Altmann, he named it as nucleic acid because of two reasons. One, that chemical is mainly associated with the nucleus. Another one, that chemical is acidic in nature. So because of this, he named it as nucleic acid. So that is about the discovery of nucleic acids. And see, there are two types of nucleic acids. One is called as DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and another one is RNA, ribonucleic acid. So these are the two types of nucleic acids, DNA as well as RNA. Let me explain the structure of DNA first, followed by the RNA. Actually, the structure of RNA is not explained in detail in our syllabus or in our textbook, but I will mention the very important points regarding the RNA later. So let me explain the chemical composition of both DNA as well as RNA at the beginning. The chemical composition of DNA as well as RNA. The monomers of nucleic acids are called as nucleotides that I mentioned while defining the nucleic acids. So monomers of nucleic acids are called as nucleotides, and the monomers of DNA are called as deoxyribonucleotides, or they are also called as deoxyribotides, and the monomers of RNA are called as ribonucleotides or ribotides. Next one is pentose sugar. The first chemical composition. See, monomers are the basic chemical components, structural units. Such monomers are made up of three chemical components. In that, first one is pentose sugar. And the pentose sugar of DNA is called as deoxyribose. The pentose sugar of DNA is deoxyribose. And the molecular formula is C5H10O4. Just note down C5H10 and O4. So this is a molecular formula of deoxyribose that is not clearly visible in this video. And the molecular formula of ribose, that is the pentose sugar of RNA. Pentose sugar of RNA is ribose, and the molecular formula is C5H10O5. In deoxyribose, one oxygen is less. That's why it is called as deoxyribose. And the pentose sugar of RNA is ribose C5H10O5. Now, then this is about the structural formula of deoxyribose as well as ribose. Deoxyribose as well as ribose. Now, the nitrogenous bases. The second chemical composition of both DNA as well as RNA are called as nitrogenous bases. Nitrogenous bases are also called as nitrobases or nitrogenous bases, nitrogen bases, or in simple terms bases. There are two types of nitrogenous bases, pyrimidines as well as purines. See, the pyrimidines are single ringed structure. 6-membered single ring structures are called as pyrimidines. In DNA, two types of pyrimidines are there, that is thymine, 5-methyl uracil, as well as cytosine. These are the two types of pyrimidines of DNA. Thymine, also called as 5-methyl uracil, another one is cytosine. In RNA, again two types of pyrimidines are there, they are cytosine and uracil. So here the difference is DNA consists thymine instead of uracil. RNA consists uracil instead of thymine. But cytosine is found in both DNA as well as in RNA. The next type of nitrogenous bases are called as purines. Purines are again two types, adenine as well as guanine. And just remember, purines are same in both DNA as well as in RNA. So adenine and guanine are the purines of DNA as well as RNA. So these are the structural formula of different types of nitrogenous bases. First two structural formulas of adenine as well as guanine. These are the purines. As I told earlier, these are the dicyclic compounds. Pyrimidines are single ring structure, single cycle or single ring structure, but purines are double ring structures. In purines, one ring is called as pyrimidine ring, another one is imidazole ring. And both type of nitrogenous bases are characterized by the presence of nitrogen atoms. In pyrimidines, 1 and 3, first and third position consist nitrogenous bases, and in purines, nitrogenous bases are located as 1, 3, 7, 9 position. 1, 3, 7, 9 position consists nitrogen atoms. And last chemical components, phosphate groups. PO4 3 minus, that is not clearly visible here, just write PO4 3 minus. So these phosphate groups are responsible for the acidic nature and also responsible for the negative charge of nucleic acids. So this is regarding the chemical composition of DNA as well as RNA. Now, as I told earlier, nucleic acids are the complex organic compounds. So step by step the complex structure is formed. The first structure is called as nucleoside. Nucleoside later develop as nucleotides, and then from the nucleotides, from many number of nucleotides, nucleic acids will be formed. So nucleosides are nothing but the combination of pentose sugar and nitrogenous base. The combination of pentose sugar and nitrogenous base is called as nucleoside. Here I will just mention the nucleosides of DNA only. Okay, the nucleosides of RNA will be mentioned later while explaining the RNA. So the pentose sugar and nitrogenous base together known as nucleoside, and the bond present between the pentose sugar and nitrogenous base is called as N-glycosidic bond. The bond formed between pentose sugar and nitrogenous base is called as N-glycosidic bond. And this bond is formed between the nitrogen atom of nitrogenous base and first carbon atom of pentose sugar. So always to the first carbon atom of pentose sugar the nitrogen base is linked, and that bond is called as N-glycosidic bond. And depending on the type of nucleosides, nitrogenous base, depending on the type of nitrogenous base, there are 4 types of nucleosides. There are 4 types of nucleosides. First one is deoxyadenosine. Deoxyadenosine. Deoxyadenosine means it is composed of deoxyribose plus adenine. See, in case of RNA, it is called as adenosine. So, adenosine is a nucleoside of RNA, not it is of DNA. Adenosine is a nucleoside of RNA, but deoxyadenosine is a nucleoside of DNA. So, the prefix deoxy represents the nucleoside of DNA. If it is just adenosine, that is a nucleoside of RNA. The second one is deoxyguanosine. It is composed of deoxyribose and guanine in DNA, and in case of RNA it becomes guanosine. The prefix deoxy should not be there, only guanosine. So guanosine is a nucleoside of RNA, deoxyguanosine is a nucleoside of DNA. Third one is deoxycytidine. In case of DNA, deoxycytidine is made up of deoxyribose plus cytosine in DNA. And in case of RNA, it is made up of ribose plus cytosine, that becomes cytidine. So cytidine is a nucleoside of RNA. Deoxycytidine is a nucleoside of DNA. And the last one, in case of DNA, deoxythymidine. Deoxythymidine is composed of deoxyribose plus thymine. But in RNA, there is no thymine. Instead of thymine, RNA consists uracil. So uracil plus ribose becomes uridine. That becomes uridine. So uridine is a nucleoside of RNA. Deoxythymidine is a nucleoside of DNA. So this is about nucleosides. So these are the structural formula of nucleosides of DNA. The nucleosides of RNA are not mentioned here. So these are the nucleosides of DNA. First one is deoxythymidine. You can see the pentose sugar, there is deoxyribose. To the first carbon atom there is a joining of nitrogenous base, that is thymine. Next one is deoxycytidine. Third one is deoxyadenosine, and the last one is deoxyguanosine. So this is about the nucleosides of DNA, and here the nucleosides of RNA are also mentioned. You should know the difference between the nucleosides of DNA and RNA. And the next one is nucleotides. What are nucleotides? Nucleotides are nothing but the combination of nucleoside and phosphate group. So already we studied about the nucleoside formation. To that nucleoside at the 5' end or to the 5th carbon atom of nucleoside, nucleoside means pentose sugar, there is a joining of a phosphate group. The combination of nucleoside and phosphate group is called as nucleotide. And the bond present between the nucleoside and phosphate group is called as phosphoester bond. And the bond is called as phosphoester bond. As I told earlier, depending on the type of nitrogenous bases, there are 4 types of nucleotides. Here only the nucleotides of DNA are mentioned. The first one is deoxyadenosine 5-monophosphate. So one phosphate is added to the 5th carbon atom. That's why it is called as 5-monophosphate. Deoxyadenosine, that is a nucleoside. To that one phosphate is added to the 5th carbon atom. So it becomes a deoxyadenosine 5-monophosphate. In short, it is called as DAMP. Or it is also called as deoxyadenylic acid or deoxyadenylate. The second nucleotide of DNA, that is deoxyguanosine 5-monophosphate. The next one is deoxycytidine 5-monophosphate. And the last one is deoxythymidine 5-monophosphate. So deoxyadenosine 5-monophosphate, deoxyguanosine 5-monophosphate, deoxycytidine 5-monophosphate, deoxythymidine 5-monophosphate. These are the nucleotides of DNA. Then what about the RNA nucleotides? Just to remove deoxy. So that becomes adenosine 5-monophosphate, guanosine 5-monophosphate, cytidine 5-monophosphate, and the last one is uridine 5-monophosphate, because deoxythymidine 5-monophosphate is absent in RNA. In RNA, instead of deoxythymidine 5-monophosphate, RNA consists uridine 5-monophosphate or uridylic acid or uridylate. And the first one becomes adenylic acid or adenylate, guanylic acid or guanylate, cytidylic acid or cytidylate, and last one is uridylic acid or uridylate. I will mention the names of nucleotides while explaining the RNA structure. Okay, so just remember the nucleotides of DNA now. Now, the structure of polynucleotide chain. So nucleosides followed by nucleotides. Now, many number of 4 types of nucleotides. I repeat, many number of 4 types of nucleotides are joined together to form a polynucleotide chain. So polynucleotide chain is nothing but chain of nucleotides of different types, particularly 4 types of nucleotides found in many number, variable number. The number varies but types only 4. So that becomes the polynucleotide chain. Let me explain the structure of polynucleotide chain. Already I told about the nucleosides followed by nucleotides. Now, see the chemical structure of polynucleotide chain, both DNA as well as RNA is explained here. Two nucleotides are linked through 3' 5' phosphodiester linkage to form a dinucleotide. Di means 2. So, 2 nucleotides are linked together by the formation of a bond called as phosphodiester bond. And this bond is formed between the 3rd carbon atom of one nucleotide and 5th carbon atom of another nucleotide. The phosphodiester bond is formed between the 3rd carbon atom of one nucleotide and 5th carbon atom of another nucleotide. And more number of nucleotides can be joined in such a manner to form polynucleotide chain. So first dinucleotide is formed. To the 3rd carbon atom of that dinucleotide, one more nucleotide will be added. And that addition takes place between the 3rd carbon atom of dinucleotide and 5th carbon atom of new nucleotide. So always new nucleotides are joined to the 3rd carbon atom of previous nucleotide or the polynucleotide chain. So many nucleotides are joined together to form a polynucleotide chain. A polymer thus formed has at one end a free phosphate moiety or phosphate group. At 5' end of the sugar, which is referred to as a 5' end of polynucleotide chain. I repeat, in a polynucleotide chain at the 5' end means fifth carbon atom of a polynucleotide chain, that is called as 5' end, that consists always a phosphate group, and the another end of the chain, that is a 3' end, that means the third carbon atom of pentose sugar is located there. The third carbon atom consists OH group, the free OH group, that is at the 3' end. So that is called as 3' end of the polynucleotide chain. The backbone of the polynucleotide chain is made up of pentose sugar and phosphate group. In RNA, the pentose sugar is ribose, and in our DNA, that is deoxyribose. Phosphate group is same, but nitrogenous bases are same except thymine and uracil, and they are arranged or linked to the sugar moiety project from the backbone. That means nitrogenous bases are arranged right angle to the backbone, but the backbone is made up of pentose sugar and phosphate group. In RNA, every nucleotide residue has an additional OH group. In RNA, every nucleotide residue has an additional OH group present at 2' position in the ribose. See, that is the important difference between ribose and deoxyribose. Deoxyribose consists one less oxygen, that's why the name deoxy. But the ribose consists OH group at 2' as well as at the 3' end. But in deoxyribose, OH group is present only at the 3' carbon. So that is the difference between ribose and deoxyribose. So in RNA, the uracil is found at the place of thymine instead of thymine. In DNA, thymine is present. Instead of thymine, uracil is found in RNA. The another name for thymine is 5' or 5-methyl uracil. So that is another name for thymine. Here you can see the diagrammatic representation of a polynucleotide chain. So this is a polynucleotide chain. Single chain is drawn here. Actually, this is a single nucleotide chain of DNA, because you can see T, second nucleotide T. Can you see that? So here many number of 4 nucleotides are joined together. 4 nucleotides are joined together, and first nucleotide is actually deoxyadenosine 5-monophosphate. To that, deoxythymidine 5-monophosphate is joined, and they are linked together by the bond called as phosphodiester bond. You can see P in circle P that represent the phosphodiester bond. So like that, many number of nucleotides are joined together to form a polynucleotide chain. So this is about the formation of polynucleotide chain. So till now I told about the chemical composition of both DNA as well as RNA, and then followed by the nucleosides of DNA as well as RNA, then nucleotides of DNA, and I told about the nucleotides of RNA also, and then we discussed about the formation of a polynucleotide chain, the structure of polynucleotide chain. The remaining topics will be discussed in the next video. Thank you.